In this episode of the Funny Business Podcast, the snail races have returned from the COVID-19 pandemic. And boy, what a sight to see.
And on the flip side, we do Funny Business Power Rankings with special guest Coar. And maybe we should have went over the rules a little better. Mike, hit the music.
Ladies and gentlemen, start your engines. That was totally unplanned. But welcome back, everybody, to the Funny Business Podcast. Welcome back to another amazing episode with your two best friends, because, you know, we've been with each other for so long. You know, all those longtime listeners of episode 169. For those who've been through with us, through thick and thin, thank you. Thank us. Thank you. And, of course, you may hear one voice, but if you're a returning listener, or maybe you're new, you're like, oh, does anybody else talk on this show? Yeah, that's true. The other person who's on opposite side of my screen is none other than my best friend, my roommate for life, Mr. Matt Summers. Matt, how is thou? How is things?
I are good. Things are great. Yeah, just ready for another great episode. Some exciting things happening in the future. We'll get into one day. But vibes are high. I did have a successful weekend by myself at the apartment. I would like to confirm I did not burn the apartment down.
So you made your 3-course meal.
I did not make my 3-course meal. Incorrect.
What?
I did make some pork chops, and I did not burn myself at all, taking them in or out of the oven.
Good for you, man.
However, I did make the pork chops incorrectly.
Did you?
Did I tell you this?
No.
Okay. So I know Mike and I played a little bit of games. We gamed a lot, actually, this weekend. We did game hard. So, Mike, what do you do to the pork chops before you put the breadcrumbs on?
Don't you tenderize it? No.
Well, no.
What do you mean? What do I do with the pork chops?
Okay, before you put the breadcrumbs on the pork chops, what would you do to the pork chops?
Take them out of the freezer?
Okay. So, no. You're supposed to, what I didn't realize, and I just forgot to do this part, usually you like dip them in like a liquid so the breadcrumbs like stick to them. Yeah, I just didn't do that. I just put the breadcrumbs right on, and I was kind of doing them. I'm like, man, they're not really sticking too well. And then I put them in the oven. I was like, yeah, forgot to do that. April actually likes to put them in milk. Yeah, but they still tasted fine. Yeah, just ready for another great episode of the Funny Business Podcast.
But we are going to serve a 3-course meal to y'all today.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Got some exciting things later. If you see the title of the episode, we got a guest later on today, Coar. Make sure you stick to the end of it. We're doing another round of power rankings. So, but before we speed up and drive right into today's show, Matt, let's take things slowly. So today we are going to be talking. Does everybody leave? Everybody leave by now?
You sound like Dory from Finding Nemo.
Hello. I apologize to anybody's headphones or car speakers. Matt, we're going to go all the way over to England.
Top of the morning to you. That's Ireland. Never mind. I didn't say that.
That's okay.
Didn't say it.
Matt, finally, after many years of a hiatus of the COVID-19 pandemic,
Nope.
The Snail Racing World Championship is back and alive more than ever.
Snail racing?
Yeah. Annual Snail Racing World Championships.
That's a thing?
It's a thing.
How's that work?
So, well, let me lay out. We got to start with the appetizer first.
Yep.
So we got to talk about what's so significant about this.
Mm-hmm.
So the event holds a Guinness World Record as the longest running humane snail racing world championships. You heard that right?
Are there inhumane snail racing championships?
Apparently there are.
That's a little concerning.
So the races are held at the Grimston Cricket Club, and the snail master starts the races with the command: ready, steady, slow, and off dash the snails. So how this competition works is that the snails the competition involves snails making a circle with a braid in the middle on the table covered with cloth. So basically, to bring that down to an easy format, a third grader thing, they're putting them on a table and they're running around the table.
Wow, I'm just seeing the photo of this right now. Huge crowd. I mean,
and the crowd goes mild
by the 20s around this table. This just has to be one of the most boring things of all time.
Well, apparently it has some history. It was originated in the 1960s. Talk about that. After the founder Tom Ellos witnessed snail races in France. So not only there were snail races in England, there are snail races in France. And Matt, there is a current world record set back in 1995. Guess how long a snail by the name of Archie took to the finish line?
Oh, man. I mean, I'm looking at the table. It doesn't look huge. I'm going to say like 4 minutes.
Lower.
2.
Matt, this snail named Archie had the record of 2 minutes. Oh, yeah, was that 2 minutes? You're correct.
Oh, wow.
I was going to say 2 minutes and 30 seconds. No, it's at
2 minutes and 0 seconds. Wow. What's the prize?
So, greatly enough, it goes to a church. So all the proceeds that are benefited from this fundraiser go to St. Andrew's Church in Coneham. Yes.
Nice.
So
sure.
What are your thoughts?
I mean,
what are your thoughts?
It's kind of cool, I guess. Not my cup of tea, but I know snails are much more popular, and they're a popular food over in Europe and France and England. So I guess it's kind of cool. I don't think it would stick well in America. Definitely not going to be seeing the coverage on ESPN.
What about ESPN the Ocho?
ESPN 8 the Ocho probably has snail racing, yes.
My question is, how do you train a snail? And how do you train it humanely?
Yeah, the humane part still really threw me off. I don't know how there's inhumane snail races. The only thing in my head going through when you said how do you train a snail is this Patrick Star. That's okay, Rocky. Take your time. But yeah, how do you did you get like a whip and whip the snail if it goes too slow?
It's funny, Matt. I'm trying to find inhumane snail racing. Yeah, another thing I googled that's weird. That will come up later.
Google that.
No, I did. Inhumane snail racing. Well, Fluther. Okay, so this is a collective trusted community. So, Matt, looks like for the social question, would you consider snail racing to be animal cruelty? Obviously, it is not on par with cockfighting. Let's lay that out. Mm-hmm. Not on par with a cockfight. Or stabbing a bull to death, but would you consider it cruelty? The snail is placed on a board while people surround the board and shout and make loud noises.
But that has to go on at this thing, though.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you for summarizing. Poisoned antidote from somebody from the community of Fluther.com. Matt, there are 21 answers. Do you want to hear them all?
Yes.
Okay. Real Eyes, Real Lies, Real Lives says no. Gail called. She says, it would certainly be considered cruel when I succumb to a heart attack from all the excitement.
Sure.
Okay. Next one, Pied Peffer. Probably not unless they're later served as an appetizer.
That's true. That's probably inhumane.
What if the losing snails get cooked.
Oh, yeah. They know that adds some excitement.
Yes.
Winner gets to survive.
Yeah, I guess.
It's like the Hunger Games.
Yeah, literally hungry games. Blue roses, no more than mosquito or housefly races would be cruel. Snails are pests. I don't see this sport overtaking NASCAR in popularity.
Oh, wow. That's a bold take. Don't think snail racing is going to overtake NASCAR? Wow. Jeez.
Oh, gosh.
That guy's onto something.
Next person, no, not unless you're somehow prodding the snail with an electric charge to make sure he keeps moving. Bonus question. What is the probability that a super radical animal rights activist would get pissed off the idea of a snail race?
I could just imagine PETA just like protesting with like one sign above the race that says, stop using snails for your own enjoyment.
Stop the races. Stop the races.
Jeez.
Somebody said no, not if the snails were fed and cared for in the interim. Somebody said, and they would then be adopted by loving families and given a happy life in the country.
Yeah, I mean, would you consider horse racing inhumane? I wouldn't.
I mean, some would.
Unless they fall and then
yeah,
they, can't make it.
Yeah. It's more than likely the highlight of a snail's life. I wonder, do the crowd shout, wow, look at that escargot.
Okay. Do you think a snail knows it's in a race? Like, what do you think is going on? It says, oh man, I gotta pick it up. Oh, he's getting ahead of me.
Go, Gary, go! And the winner is Rocky. Probably the highlight of, like, if we could get in the brains of the snails, I would say that they feel like they're either being chased or they know. Like, they have to know.
My thing is, how do they know to go in the circle? Like, I also just keep imagining, like, how do you train a snail to go faster? You just tie like a string and like a Cheeto to its back and just make it like drag the Cheeto. I don't know. Might be inhumane. How did I say that out loud? that was a thought I had in my head. I was like, that's kind of funny. And then I said it. I was like, no, that's kind of messed up.
I'm trying to see. Oh, here we go. World champ. Oh, literally, there's a website. World champion snailracing.world.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm trying to see. Oh, okay. So in the official snailracing.world, the snail master keeps the course well watered as snails like damp conditions. Races are held on a covered table with a white cloth. Machine a circle with braid in the middle and then machine a similar circle 13 inches away. Owners can dress up. The world record stands at 2 minutes over the 13 inches. So it is a 13-inch race.
If you're an owner, what are you wearing to your snails race?
I would love to wear, like, are you asking me, like,
yes,
or is that kind of more wear? Rhetorical?
No,
I would
you
love
personally wear?
To wear like an evil genius costume.
Mm.
Like not like a Darth Vader and not like a stupid evil genius, but like kind of like black leather for some reason.
Okay. As much as I'm not a bow tie guy, I'd probably go bow tie and a monocle.
Ooh.
Feel like people that wear monocles like snails. And a fedora. Correct. Yes.
Fedora.
Yes. Yeah, I don't know why. I feel like if you have a monocle, you like snails.
I'm also thinking, like, I don't know what comes to mind with this, but like, I want to wear overalls for some reason.
Yeah, that makes sense. But not like denim overalls, like nice overalls.
Yeah. And like rain boots. Rain boots and overalls.
Rain boots. Explain.
Like rubber boots.
Okay.
Like those tall ones that like basically go up to almost like somebody's kneecap.
Okay.
Clearly Matt's never jumped in a puddle before.
I don't really know. I feel like in my head I'm picturing like a 1920s like guy dressed up.
Speakeasy.
Like a roaring 20s.
What's the password?
Get up. With of course with a monocle. Maybe what's the pipe called?
Pipe?
Yeah, like the cigar pipe.
Cigar pipe.
Is it just a pipe?
It's called a pipe.
Okay, sure. It's just a pipe. Yeah.
The pipe.
Yeah, I think that'd be kind of cool.
I personally think we need to start this, Matt, in the United States.
In the United States?
Snail racing.
Yeah, I mean, what other event could we start like snail racing that is humane and that does not hurt the animal? Off the top of my head, squirrels.
Did you ever
put
see
a nut at the end of the finish line and just have them take off?
So I'm just did a quick humane animal races. And it's from sidiousmag.com, an incomplete history of human versus animal races. Oh, this is like they run with the animal like a cheetah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's
Corgi races I've seen before. Corgis are cool.
Corgis. I've seen pig races.
Mm-hmm. Hysterical video that came out the other day? Did you see the grandparents race?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. That was the funniest thing on the planet when that guy just face planted. That was so funny. He just completely ate it. That was one of the best internet videos I've seen in a long time.
Yeah. Well, they did baby races at one point too.
Yeah, baby races. They do those at like basketball games. They'll put like 5 babies on center court and have them like crawl to the finish line. It's hysterical.
And don't they win like a cash prize that they save in like their savings account?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, I think so. It's kind of funny. Yeah, what else could we invent?
I do have to mention, I do like that it's a fundraiser. Like nobody makes money from it. Like it's been a long tradition of philanthropy, which I think is really nice. Mm-hmm. Obviously I don't know too much about St. Andrew's Church, but I think yes, there's competition. Like, yeah, you want your snail Gary to like win, but at the same time, it's not really like super competitive. Like it is competitive among the nature of the game, but it's not like, oh, well, it's like I win all this money. But also speaking of competition and breaking news, I think Joey Chestnut was the under for his hot dog eating race.
Also, shout out Joey Chestnut, a true American. I mean, for those that don't know, they originally canceled the hot dog eating contest, and then Joey Chestnut was like, screw you guys, we're doing this competition. They said, we'll do the competition, and then he just smoked everybody. Absolutely smoked them. A true American hero.
Do you know what Jenna said? I have to give her a shout out, because you know what she said about that?
What?
He was probably hungry.
That's a great point. He just wanted to eat some hot dogs. He's like, you know what? If I would eat these hot dogs, damn it, I'm going to win the competition. That's a great point. That's genius on Jenna's part.
Which is probably why everybody sucked, because they're like, damn it, like this is canceled. I'm hungry now. I'm going to have a snack, and then it completely ruins the regimen.
Yeah, what if he went in and like saw everybody eating like Cheez-Its and like Doritos? No, but he let them eat, so then they couldn't eat as many hot dogs. That's a genius plan.
Yeah, probably he was hungry.
You brought the. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, you brought this up of like getting in the mindset of a snail, like what they think. What's like an animal or two that you would want to like be in their mind? Think what they're thinking.
So you're not controlling them. Like I am a cow. Like,
yeah, you just want to think what they're thinking.
Okay.
And obviously dog is an obvious answer.
There was one that came to mind, a cat.
Why?
Very quickly, because there's times where cats they look like they want to kill you.
Yeah, that's every cat.
Really want to know if they actually do want to kill you.
Again, my mind just went to squirrel.
Squirrel.
It'd be wild. A sea otter would be pretty cool.
I'm thinking like a bear.
Yeah. Bear would be cool. What about like an alpaca? What do you think alpacas think about?
I don't know.
What do you think they think a giraffe would be cool?
I'm a giraffe.
What do you think an alpaca thinks about right before it spits on someone?
I mean, I think they're angry, but at
like,
the same
screw
time,
you, bitch.
yeah. Eat my
frog,
spit.
Frog would be cool.
Eat me.
Yeah.
What about a fly?
That just goes right back to saying I'd love to be a fly on the wall.
A fly on the wall.
That's interesting. A bumblebee, because like everyone's always afraid of bees, but like probably like 99.9% of the time they're not like looking to sting you.
I would like to know hornets, because they are not meant to be anything else on this earth, just to be anything on this earth, just to be complete assholes to everybody.
Yeah. I mean, they do be assholes to each other. That is correct.
Now I want to look. The purpose of hornets on the planet. They help rid the world of unwanted garden pests, aphids, that damage and ruin gardens and crops by feeding on the young greenery.
Don't they like eat insects too?
Yeah, but like, we have swallows, we have other things. Yeah. Why? People also ask, do hornets serve any useful purpose?
Apparently not.
Apparently not. So, snail races, that is the way we will roll today, but I think things will be picking up in just a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah, snail races is just... It has to be one of the most boring things to go to.
I think there's probably just a lot of beer fest too.
Yeah. Also, an event like that, like you're not going to make a lot of money, so you might as well just go to like charity or like a church or something.
I don't know about that.
You can't make that much money on a snail competition.
Matt, it's an event. What else are they going to have at the event? They're going to have drinks.
Did you see the photo? There was like 25 people there.
Yeah, they probably don't want the food near the snails.
I guess.
It's like going to ruin their trajectory of running around the table.
I guess. Agree to disagree.
Okay.
And we're going to agree to disagree. In the next segment, it is time for another edition of Funny Business Power Rankings. And joining us on Funny Business Power Rankings, sometimes we like to bring on a guest, sometimes we don't. Today we do. It is a recurring guest, second time on the show. You might remember him from the very first episode of 2021. I believe I have that factually correct. That is correct.
Ding, ding,
Mike
ding.
is pointing at me. I am correct. It is Connor Coar. He is joining us for Funny Business Power Rankings. Connor, how are you? How are things?
I'm doing outstanding. I've grown a little bit more facial hair since I've talked last, and probably, I think it checks out 2.5 years ago. So I've gained a lot more facial hair then. 2 years older, going into my third year of college now. So last time we talked, I was halfway through my senior year of high school. So now in my third year, going into my third year at Quinnipiac University.
God, you're that old now?
Yeah, we're old too.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Real quick, before we dive into the power rankings, we were talking about a little bit before the show. But Connor was with the Quinnipiac ice hockey team in Tampa when they won the Frozen Four D1 men's ice hockey championship. That had to be sick.
Oh my God. Like I said, I told you guys before the show, probably the best 4-day stretch of my entire life. Like I said to you guys, the worst thing that happened was that the Waffle House next to our Airbnb was closed the morning that we left because there was a fire probably midnight, 1 a.m. But literally, that was the worst thing that happened. We flew in. The semifinal game was Thursday night. Yeah, Thursday night. And we flew in Thursday morning to Tampa at about 4 a.m. So didn't get much sleep any night. Those 3 nights, but it was still probably, like I said, some of the best stretch of memories that I've ever had. And I made a very big investment. I won't say the exact number, but it was definitely worth it. And you're not going to get those types of memories back. So definitely one that was worthwhile.
Amen.
Yeah, I mean that's just something like once in a lifetime opportunity. You got to do it. Like that's awesome. So for Funny Business Power Rankings, obviously we let Connor pick the topic, and we are doing the power rankings of ideal vacation destinations. So I think this one's going to be a little tricky. And for those of you listening, it's going to be a little more generic. So to avoid everybody picking 5 different beaches, if someone were to take beach, they get all the beaches. If someone were to take
just
anything,
like Connor does at college.
Correct. Yes. So it's a little more generic.
I will keep my mouth shut.
So as always, we will pick the order through random number generator. Mike, I believe we decided 1 through 15. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, Connor, pick your number.
I'll go right in the middle. I'll say 7.
Okay, Mike?
I'm going to go 13, unlucky number.
I will go 2.
All right, the number 7.
Wow. All right, Connor, you get to pick the order.
All right. Well, since it is my choice, I will take the first pick. Mike, you will get the second pick, and Matt, since you showed up about 20 minutes late, you will get the third pick.
Yep. You know what? That's fair. That's very fair. I can't really say anything about that.
Yeah. So I felt that was only fair.
Yes. All right, Connor, first pick. And for everybody at home, this is a snake draft. So just like usual.
So with my first pick, I will take the beaches with my first pick.
Yikes.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's an obvious pick. Yeah, very self-explanatory. It's a good pick.
A lot like Victor Wembanyama from the NBA draft is solidified number 1. You have no option for the first pick. So
yeah,
I had to get my sports reference in there.
Why'd you pick beaches?
I think there's so many to choose from, and I feel like a lot of it's just so like especially like the beaches, like the middle of nowhere. It's just like an oasis away from life, and that's what you want to do when you're on vacation. And that would be ideal, like the topic or the title of this power ranking.
Nice. What's your favorite beach?
Beach that I've been to?
Your favorite one?
Probably Tybee Island in Savannah, Georgia.
Oh,
that's a curveball.
I've never heard of that before in my life.
Yeah. I feel like I've been to Ocean City, Maryland a bunch of times, but every time I've been there, it's always been crowded, like just trash everywhere. It's always been like the middle of the summer. So yeah, the Tybee Island's a little bit more quiet.
The beach is just the best. Who doesn't love the beach?
I don't get out very much, so that's probably why my option was that. So if I went somewhere, if I spent a little more time, I probably would pick somewhere in Hawaii if I've ever been there, or wherever. So
great stuff.
Yes,
love
Mike.
It. All right. So obviously I think we've all discussed this is going to be a little tricky. So we had to stretch it out as far as what defines an ideal vacation spot or what is a vacation.
Correct. Yes. Yep.
Yes.
So my first pick, as I mentioned, I think when Connor was discussing it was the beach. So that was originally my first pick. So obviously now I had to scramble. I had to call my management, had to call my people and being like, okay, who are we picking next? Who's our next best bet? My first pick is visiting your family. So what I mean by that is, and I'll use this example, last Friday, from this time, this recording, Jenna and I were able to go visit my family. We were actually, fun fact, for the first time in about 4 years, in 1 week, we were able to visit Jenna's parents and we were able to visit my parents in 1 week. Especially with the mid-distance relationship. But, there's just something about it where you're going up to your parents, and in some cases, if you're going to your childhood home, or if you're going to just your parents' house in general, that you get the home cooked meals, you get the food, you get the people, you get the old photos, you maybe get the family pet that you love seeing every time that you visit your family. That's why I'm going first pick is a family visit.
Okay. Was not on my list, but I was going to say I didn't consider that vacation, but however, and for you it is, because for me, my family lives like 15 minutes away. So I don't consider that vacation, but you're obviously farther from them, so that does make sense.
To each their own.
Correct. Yep. Okay, so I have two.
Two?
Snake
Yeah,
draft.
it's a snake draft.
Oh, I thought you I have two for my number one pick.
No. Beach was also my number one.
Oh.
I am going to go number one. I'm going Italy. I have not been to Italy, but Italy is an ideal vacation spot. The wine, the pizza, the food, the views. You can't beat Italy. I will 100% be vacationing in Italy one day, and you guys are both looking at me like I'm an idiot.
That sounds very specific.
Yeah.
What do you mean it's specific? It's a place.
Yeah, we said no. We're not saying Ocean City,
specific.
Maryland.
Right, for like it's I can't say like Ocean City and then Sea Isle and then it's a country.
Okay, we'll let you roll with it.
Okay.
All right,
Next pick. Lake House.
Okay.
Lake House vacation. Thank you. Yes.
Yeah.
Good lake house. Get on a boat. Enjoy some beers with friends, with family. Outdoors. Love a good lake house.
Love it.
Yep.
All right. My turn.
Yes.
For this second pick, I decided that this is something I should say, hope we can do eventually. Not Matt and I, or Connor and I, or three of us. I'd love to somehow go for my number two pick to a bed and breakfast. You know, you love a good breakfast, but what also is great is waking up, rolling out of bed, and having a gourmet breakfast at a bed and breakfast. Certainly was something we wanted to do for an anniversary. Obviously, those plans were a little bit thwarted, not just simply because of natural disasters or anything like that, but more or less just that's for another time. So bed and breakfast is my number two pick.
It's a good pick.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Uh-oh, Connor.
All right. Well,
Connor's scrambling.
I'm ready. No, I'm writing all this stuff down where just to make sure I'm all on the same page.
Okay.
So every single one that you guys have picked was not on my list.
Wow.
All four of them so far. So I'm going to have to go with my number two in my draft board, bring it back to the basketball draft reference. My second pick, it's a little higher elevation, you could say, from the beach. I'm going to have to go with the mountains.
Yep. That was my next pick.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I get two. Haha. Let's go.
You do.
I totally forgot about that. It's first day of being a GM. Sorry, guys.
It's okay.
You know, it's harder than it looks.
So with my third pick, I will go with, since Matt got Italy, I feel like we should just bend the rules right now and just say we can pick a country. Is that fair to say?
I have more countries on my list. Yes. I just meant like, so when I said specific, I didn't mean like, because then we'd all pick like 5 different beaches. But like Italy is its own thing and different countries are their own thing.
All right, we'll let it slide.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm also changing my list as we speak, though.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So with that being said, I will pick another European nation.
Country?
Yeah. Yep. Country. Whatever you want to say.
Sure.
They're coming into third year of college, man.
Listen, I just do journalism, not geography. I will go with Greece. Never been, always wanted to go. I've heard great things from a variety of people up at school. So I will try to make an effort to try to get there. Never been outside of the country before, so I've always wanted to travel different places. But yeah, I'm going to go with the Greek motherland. Does that make sense?
Had it on my list. Beautiful place. I've obviously never been. I've also never left the country. But one of my buddies from work just went to Greece, and he said it's beautiful.
That's here I go with my geography. That's the place with like the houses kind of like on the side of the mountain that like overlook. I forget what ocean Greece is on, but like basically get like the indoor pools. I forget what it's called.
I think you're correct.
Is that Mykonos? Is that
Mykonos?
Could be Mykonos.
I could be
total.
I think it's Mykonos because my buddy also brought me back a shot glass that says Mykonos on it.
Yes, Mykonos. It is.
Yep.
It is a island of Greece.
Yes,
I was just thinking of them. I was just thinking of the setting of Mamma Mia. So that's all I got. For
Yes.
that.
movie.
Yeah. Very good movie.
I had family that went to Greece for their honeymoon, so that was I think they just came back from it. So okay, my number 3 pick. We're gonna throw a little curveball here. You know, we're traveling, we're moving, we're grooving, we're having fun. You know, why pay so much money when you can just have a staycation? You two are looking at me like, what?
Go on.
Like, it's nice that you have the opportunity. Like, when we think of vacations, we think of, okay, we're escaping somewhere, like work. How many of us that are currently living in apartments or housing, or they bought a house, or they're
Storms.
dorming?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, dorming's a little different, but how many things you have to do at the house that you can't do because you're either at work, or when you come home, you don't have time for it, or you're out and about on vacation? Why not just have a staycation? And like, if somebody has like obviously bought a house, I'm sure they've bought it because there's certain amenities that they liked about it. Like, just be out in the pool all week, like nice hot weather all week outside the pool. Not unlimited beer, but you have all the beer that you don't have to pay for per drink. You have to buy in advance and in packs. But yeah, staycation number 3.
I like the pick. I don't think it would have been my number 3 though. I think there's a lot of really cool things that you could do. Make like a sleeper 5th round or something.
I had to bring it up. I had to bring it up a few picks because I wasn't sure what the landscape here is, because I got Italy at number 2. No?
Okay. Well, it's a bit
Italy's
of a reach.
number 1.
Oh, whatever.
Yeah, Italy's number 1. Yeah,
Italy
get it right, Mike.
Pick.
God, get educated. A bit of a reach in the 3rd round. I mean, could have went undrafted. Could have signed him for a pretty cheap deal. All right, my number 3, I am going with a golf destination trip.
Okay.
So just going somewhere with the boys or with whoever you golf with, specifically, to golf for a long weekend. I think my personal, if I had to choose, and I don't know if anyone else has another one, if I had to choose a destination to do a golf destination trip, it would probably be Arizona.
Really?
Arizona courses are freaking beautiful.
Weren't we playing that on PGA Tour 2K23?
I think we were.
Because we're like,
yes.
Man, this course looks nice.
Yes. Yeah. So yeah, golf destination trip number 3. Number 4. Hold on, let me write this in so I don't forget what I picked. Number 4, I am going bachelor party.
Okay.
Going bachelor party number 4.
That's a vacation.
It could be a vacation if you go to like Vegas or something, or if you go to like Cabo. I don't know why I said Cabo. But it's just a good time with the boys celebrating someone's marriage. It's good vibes, high vibes, drinking, maybe a little gambling, depending on where you go. Hopping in the pool. Maybe you go to the beach for the bachelor trip or bachelor party. Who knows?
Strip club.
No strip clubs.
Michael, you need to watch yourself.
There's kids that watch this show.
Yeah,
Hopefully
there's
not,
kids that watch.
Me, I am that kid.
Yes. So I am going bachelor trip. For a bachelor party.
I will report you to HR.
Yes.
Yeah. I think our HR is on vacation right now.
Yeah, he also, he literally is on vacation.
Okay. I have a little bit of a player option here. I have a lot to pick from that hasn't been picked yet. I am gonna go for my 4th pick. Landmark sightseeing. And I think what brings me back to this is, yes, I'm a simple man, guys. Get over it. Y'all looked at me like, another one.
No, that was going to be my next pick. Like historical landmarks was going to be my next pick. So I'm coupling that into the next same one.
What brought me back when I was thinking about it was when I went to San Francisco last year. Not around the same time, but back in June. I think just taking a moment to get on a hop on and hop off bus and not really hopping off and staying on to the point where you get to the Golden Gate Bridge, and then just spending time just like being present. Like, and it was also Father's Day too, so I FaceTimed my parents, and it was just such surreal moment that it was like 5 o'clock on the eastern side of Pennsylvania, and it was only like 2 on the West Coast. And I'm like, crap, I still have a lot of time to go. But just being able to just see those things, because you see them all in pictures, but to be able to see them for the first time, like everybody talks about the Statue of Liberty, Statue of Liberty, Golden Gate Bridge, Sydney Opera House, Pyramids of Giza, Mount Rushmore. Like those things that you see in photos all the time, and just actually taking the time to see them, I think that is worth for a vacation.
I agree.
Yeah, that was one of the biggest reasons that my pick was going to be like historical landmarks. Like you have Mount Rushmore, you have Yosemite National, you have the Grand Canyon, you have Golden Gate Bridge, you have all these places. Like the farthest west I've ever been is Chicago, and it was for 15 minutes when I was taking my connecting flight from Hartford to Chicago to go down to Tampa for the Frozen Four. So that's like, I was literally didn't even step out of the airport. So like that's the farthest west I've been. It's always been a destination goal of mine, was to be able to go west and, like you said, see Mount Rushmore, see all these great things. And you said only seeing pictures. So
where's the bean?
I would say Chicago.
Okay.
Chicago.
Okay.
It always looks cool.
Yeah.
I've seen tons of photos of it. It would be cool. Chicago, it just seems like a cool city in general.
Yeah, I agree. All right, with my last 2 picks, this fourth round pick, I could have gone undrafted, but I'll take your shot with it. Send it back down to the G League, get some development in it, bring it back up later. But I'm gonna just have to go with just going to cities, like in the U.S. Because I think it goes back to the thing that I was just saying, just experiencing stuff. Same thing with you, Mike, about how you mentioned the landmark sightseeing. I want to go to Chicago and actually walk around there and experience it. I want to go to Las Vegas for multiple reasons. I want to go to Los Angeles again, just to visit all these places that everyone talks about how cool they are, and just being able to experience it. Because like I said, farthest west I've been to Chicago is for 15 minutes. The most time I've spent west is Michigan, my freshman year of high school. And it was for a mission trip, so I couldn't really go anywhere. So, yeah.
I like that pick.
And then with my last pick, I think I got the idea from when Mike mentioned visiting your family, and then Matt kind of brought it back up when he said golf destination trip. I was saying going on a sporting road trip. You work your way across the country, going to a football game on Sunday, you go to a baseball game on Monday and Tuesday, you go work your way back and stuff like that. Well, almost like a round trip and stuff like that. So I don't know if that fits a category or suffices the rules that we've been making up as we go along, but I'm going to make it up and say sporting road trip.
Better than Italy.
Okay. That throws a wrench into my final pick, but we'll get there when we get there.
Ooh. Get ready, because I might...
I think I have a pretty stacked lineup. I won't lie to you guys.
Yeah, we'll say our 5 at the end. We'll go through and say
I have it all written down too.
Okay, wonderful.
Get ready, Matt, because I might throw another wrench into your plan.
Okay.
For my last pick.
Yeah.
It has obviously been... I have a 5th pick, and then obviously this was going to be one of my picks, but obviously some things had to switch. At number 5, I want a all-inclusive resort.
Okay.
You know, I won't mention it after we finalize all of our draft picks and whatnot. But with an all-inclusive resort, it's either do you do this or do you get an all-inclusive resort? And I would much rather pick an all-inclusive resort. For some reason, just the idea of just relaxing and like you're staying in one place and the drinks, the food, all of it. I think it really brings a sense of comfort because you don't have to really worry about anything else besides waking up and making sure you don't fall in the pool and drown or, you know, whatever may have you, some of the natural causes of death. But just getting on that plane, getting to the resort, and then boom, like that's it, baby. That's showbiz. And that's kind of the thing. I have yet to, I would like to. But yeah, all-inclusive resort for my 5th pick.
Yeah, that's a good pick. It can't really beat it. I mean, you get everything in the package and you just get to have a chill, cool time. I've never done one, but I imagine you feel like a badass just getting like everything all-inclusive. This has got to be a cool feeling.
Room service too.
Mm-hmm. Yep. All right, last pick. Damn, I had one, but it's very similar to Connor's last pick, so I'm not going to take it. I'm not going to lie, everything else on my list is a place, but now I feel like I can't take places.
Take a place, Matt. We've cracked enough jokes at you to earn the right to get another place.
No, you know what I'm going to do?
What are you going to do?
I'm going to go with the honeymoon. You
do that a lot, huh?
No. But you know what? That is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. And that's why I went 5th round, because you can't always go on honeymoon, because hopefully you only get one. But it's just a good time to spend with your spouse, celebrate the start of your marriage. You know, there was a lot of stress leading up to the wedding, a lot of planning, a lot of invitations that got to get sent out in the mail, and everything that goes into it. You finally get to take some time, relax, enjoy some time with each other, maybe kiss once in a while, hold hands. So I'm going to go
6
honeymoon.
feet of distance.
Yes, yes, always. Yep, separate beds, obviously. Let's keep PG. So I'm going honeymoon. I'll just hop into my honorable mention, and then Connor will hop to you, and then Mike. What I was going to say with my 5th pick was a spring training trip. Ooh. Just going down, doing some spring training. Did that once before. That was really cool. And then some other ones I had were Disney World, Alaska, Thailand, beautiful, Fiji, Hawaii, Spain, France, and I had one anti-vacation. This place you just don't ever want to go to is in a submarine in the ocean, visiting the Titanic. Probably not the best place.
Oh god. All right,
Connor, any honorable mentions that you had?
I was surprised how much you guys mentioned that wasn't on my list. Probably shows the age difference that we have going on in this episode today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Mike is old, yes.
So Matt mentioned Disneyland. I just put more broadly, just put like amusement parks.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there's a lot of those everywhere. I put casinos because again, there's those everywhere in every state.
You're not old enough.
I got a couple months.
I'm kidding.
And then just have like I don't. This probably wouldn't have been a good one. Like I probably would have just left him on the draft board and never talked to him again. Just like going to the museums around the place. Like they could be interesting, but like if you're trying to enjoy it, you're kind of learning a little bit from the museums. And so I always like to think I'm a sponge, but there's once in a while where I just like to turn off my educational brain. So.
What's your favorite? I mentioned. What's been the best museum you've ever been to?
Probably with the National Monument Scout in DC. Would you consider that a museum?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
So I'd probably say like just like the National Mall, like going to see the Lincoln Memorial, Vietnam, the Korean War, all those things. I've always been a American history junkie. So
Nice.
that's probably why Mike and my mentor and Mike's mentor liked me so much, because I was an American history junkie. So
Clearly, I wasn't.
Yeah. So it must have been something else.
Yeah, it
But
must have been.
yeah. But yeah, I always enjoyed that type of stuff, which is why I want to go to Mount Rushmore so bad too.
Yeah.
Try to see if there is that.
Yeah.
Try to see if there is that eagle in the backside of it where Nicolas Cage stuck his hand in the second movie. I just watched National Treasure a couple of days ago, so I'm on a historical tear.
There you go. Love it. For me, luckily, I've only had 2 picks eliminated, which was a city trip or a beach. So the 3 honorable mentions that I have, this was the one where I was saying it's either this or an all-inclusive resort. I had a cruise on it.
Good idea.
My parents went on a cruise not too long ago. I know they enjoyed it. However, I would much rather prefer an all-inclusive resort.
I will never step foot on a cruise ship. Never. And if anyone asks why, go back to my anti-vacation spot.
At not number 7, another honorable mention. I picked glamping, not camping. Glamping. I picked camping below that.
What?
What is glamping?
You've never heard of glamping before?
That's not a word. You just made that up.
Glam camping. You look it up, Matthew.
What is
glamping
glam
is a
camping?
Word. What do you think camping is?
I know what camping is. What is glam camping?
Okay. What do you think glamorous camping is?
Oh, I'm looking at pictures of it right now.
All right, glamping.com. Let's.
Yes.
This looks so it's like okay, go ahead.
It's practically like you are outdoors, but it's not like just say a thunderstorm came through, like the elements would not hinder your experience.
Interesting.
That's
This
not a
looks
bad
like
pick.
so no, it's not a bad pick. It's kind of like an all-inclusive for camping.
Kind of.
Okay.
Yeah.
I swear to God, I've never heard of glamping before.
Wow. And then the other one is camping, because along with glamping, I would be okay with camping as well. So
Never gone camping.
I have question mark. Connor, you have, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Interesting. All right. Connor, can you give your 5?
All right. So from the top to the bottom,
Yep.
rounds 1 through 5, I had the beach.
Yep.
Round 1. Round 2 was the mountains. Round 3 was Greece. Round 4 was cities, and round 5 is sporting road trip.
Great pick with Greece, by the way. Sporting road trip. Mike, your 5.
Yeah, my first pick was a family visit. My second pick was a bed and breakfast. My third pick was a staycation. My fourth pick was a landmark sightseeing, so like Golden Gate Bridge, Mount Rushmore. And my fifth pick was an all-inclusive resort.
Okay, and then my 5 were Italy, steal of the draft, lake house, a golf destination, bachelor party, and honeymoon.
Matt,
Let us know. Yes.
Matt, I won't lie to you. It sounds like with your last 2 picks that you've been thinking about some stuff as you start getting older.
No, it's more so I didn't want to get bullied for picking countries again, so I just came up with stuff off the top of my head.
Oh, that's good.
Wow. All right. Well, that was a great power rankings, Connor. Great suggestion. Let us know who you think won in the comments on social media. Tweet at us. Connor, it's great to have you back on. It's been too long.
Yeah, like I said, 2.5 years. Yeah, it's been a good time. I've enjoyed it. Got to spend a little time, catch up a little bit. All good things. All good things.
Do you have any, what is it, native plugs, or do you have anything to shout out for the upcoming year, just in case people want to get to know you a little bit more or whatnot?
I mean, I guess you can follow me on Twitter if you want. I don't post too much. At Coar. I'm the incoming president for our student on-campus TV station. So Q30 Television. That'll be have a blast this upcoming year. I'm in my third year of school, and I'm graduating next May with my first degree. And then the following May of 25, I'll be getting my master's. In the books.
Nice.
Making moves and is already being smarter than Matt and I.
Yes. Are you on Threads yet?
I'm not on Threads.
Wow.
I feel like I should be.
It's an interesting place.
Yeah. I don't know if I want to experience it or not. Is it something I should just test the waters with?
Yeah.
Do like a free 7-day free trial?
Yeah. Maybe a 7-day.
All right.
But yeah. Yeah, everybody go give Connor a follow. I'm sure he's got some good stuff coming up for the semester, but you all know the drill. You can follow us at solo.to/funnybusiness. There you can find all of our social media platforms, our Twitch live streams, and all that goody good stuff. Connor!
Michael?
What is your advice for the good people of the funny business world?
Nice. I had nothing planned this.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy.
I got a good one. I heard this from Matthew McConaughey when he won, I think it was the Oscars in 2016. He said, there's 3 things you should do as a person. Somebody you look up to, somebody you look out for, and I'm probably butchering it right now, but verbatim, somebody you look up to, somebody that looks up to you or to that extent, and then somebody you're always chasing after. I don't know exactly. I can't remember the exact line. That's bad on me. But then he goes on to say like how he's constantly chasing himself like 10 years from now. It's this constant improvement philosophy that I think it's a Japanese philosophy of Kaizen, where it's just daily and constant improvement. So get after it, world. Nobody's gonna give it to you. Go down and get it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Love that. Mine was going to be like floss. Or
drink some water. Just to reiterate Matthew McConaughey's thing. It's 1, I need something to look up to, another to look forward to, and another someone to chase.
Somebody to chase. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So, Connor, thank you so much again for being on the show. And until the next time, we'll see you all in the next episode.
Stay safe, everyone.
Thanks, guys.
Alrighty, let's get the crows out of the way. And here we go. Wait, how am I going to start this? Okay.
You can start with 3.
Yes. There it is.